Hey guys, well, my little elves, should I say? Welcome to um the second video of Let's Talk Anime. However, I did decide to go live this time because I said I was going to go live last time and then I got sick and I didn't do a last video. Anyway, so we're back in the world of Minecraft, doing as we do, and um today there's a cow. Today I'm going to be talking about, which by the way I've also got new blocks, which no one suggested me any blocks in the comments, which is fine. It just meant I picked random ones. Um, I honestly didn't know what I was doing. I feel like I made some mistakes. I didn't pick any of the same ones, I don't think. But yeah, so we've got that. Anyway, so since this video isn't actually really about what's happening here, it's more about the anime. It's not too much of a big deal. However, it was suggested to me in the comments on an anime, which was Steins. It was sort of an anime that I'd heard of and I'd seen every now and again, but I'd never actually watched. So I ended up watching it twice because I watched it before I got sick, and then I was like, it was coming up to this recording, and I was like, I should probably, you know, watch it again just so that I have more recent knowledge of it. I do remember some stuff from my first reaction in watching it, which is crumbs, which I think is good because it means that I can give you my first initial view on it as well. Okay, so yeah. I keep screwing this up, guys. I'm not going good today. But yeah. So I have seen it twice now, and I will give you both my opinions on the second time of watching it and the first time of watching it. I do think it is sort of it's an anime that you can rewatch and still work out new things. Like the first time, that's an annoying block I've chosen. The first time I watched Steins was it was a really good anime. I will admit that I did enjoy the anime. I should like start having like one specific block spot open for the blocks I accidentally break. Anyway, it was a good anime, and I rather enjoyed listening to it. There were some sections I didn't understand when they were talking. The main character, who is, I've got all their names up, so if I butcher them still, I'm sorry. Rintaru, I think. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Everyone called him Okabe, so we're gonna call him that because it's his last name, I think. Anyway, this is looking awfully funky. Right here is funky. So him and Kurusu, they are the two that spoke most gibberish to my little brain. It was interesting though. It was interesting gibberish, but it was gibberish. Anyway, so yeah, while watching it the second time, I realized some things I didn't realize in the first time. For instance, when the guy goes back in time. Oh yeah, by the way, spoiler alert. I wouldn't watch this if you don't want any spoilers for this anime. Okay, so yeah, while Okabe went back in time, he also like to save Kurusu on the last like 2 episodes. When he first saw her, he sort of said gibberish to her, and then he sort of said that he's gonna save her, you know. And then, on the second time he went back, he said he was gonna save her. But I feel like this is okay. And then he ran off. Now, if you remember in like the earlier episodes, in one of them, she pulls him away and asks him what he meant. And I was confused because it's like you don't see him talking to her. But I'm pretty positive that she was asking what his future self said, which time the guy was confused. Okay, can you blame him? Some girl's like, "What did you say to me?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who you are." Yeah, I'd run away in fear too. Anyway, so yeah, the poor guy, he got a bit confused. His little brain went loop-de-loop, even though he's supposed to be a mad scientist. That's fine too. Everyone's brain goes loop-de-loop sometimes. So he kind of gets thrown off, but the first time watching, I didn't actually click that, that, you know, she was talking about his future self that said it. It's like, because it doesn't specifically say it. It just, if you've watched it enough times, it would click into your head. It's the kind of anime that like you watch a few times and there's always going to be something new to work out about the anime and about the time travel, which is really good. I like those kind of animes because it means they never bore you if you rewatch them, and I have the habit of rewatching animes, so it worked pretty well for me. But yeah, so it is a good anime when it comes to that. There were some stuff that confused me. Like, hold on, can we just take a second? The first moment of confusion in that entire anime for me. Now thinking about it, I don't read a lot of stuff online. Alright, I don't. That's not really my kind of thing. I'm more of a just a do what I do kind of person. Yeah, okay. I don't understand why I did that. Anyway, so I don't read stuff online when it comes to animes, unless it's an anime I'm watching, like My Hero. I know a lot of stuff that happens in that I shouldn't, without even reading the manga, and I completely ruined that for myself. Anyway. So, yeah, so, I don't do a lot of that, which is why I was very confused when, Ruka, is that how you pronounce his name? I was very confused when the main character, Okabe, was like complimenting him and saying he has, you know, like such feminine skin and stuff like that, and beauty and things like that, and then said dude at the end of his sentence every time. I was so I was like, what? Why you keep saying it like that? And then I think my friend mentioned it to me. Because I was a little confused bean. A little confused elf. And so I sent him a photo of her, slash him. It gets confusing with that part, to be honest. You can't blame me. And he's like, yeah, that's a guy. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know that. Because at first, when I first, saw him talking to the main character and stuff, I was like, okay, so she's got a massive crush on him. That's fine. That's all good. It happens, he's a main character, No. No, that's a dude. It's just a dude that blushes a lot and looks very feminine. Nothing wrong with that. Until the dude became a female. Yeah. My little brain lost its shiz. It was like, yep, okay then, that happens. That's normal. No need to question life decisions. What did I do here? Anyway, so I just completely did this. Brain hurt. Anyway, so I was just like, okay, that's a dude. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I don't care. Which, to be honest, I didn't. Like, you want to be your dude, you can be your dude. I put that in the wrong spot. If it's a dude, it's a dude. And if it looks feminine, then it's a dude that looks feminine. That's fine. But then I got confused. Because my little brain was sort of losing what was happening in a way. Like, I got to the point where I didn't know who was freaking going where, what was happening. I didn't know. So, it got really confusing, of course, as it would. When all of a sudden, the he who looks like a she is actually a she. Now this is because she used a text to send her back in time. Well, not send her back in time, but sort of be like, yo, she. Make it she. How that works, I do not know, and I can never tell you. I don't remember what was texted to make him a she. But he became a she. So you know what? Eventually I did get the gender right. Anyway, and then you've got Moika? I don't know. Again, butchering names is my thing. So anyway, oh, it should be an ice. Bad. Anyway, so dealt with that confusion. She was just, I don't know, she was special. That she was special. That's what she was. Don't really know what else to call it. She was just a bit special. 1, 2, 3. She sort of confused me a little. I wasn't a big fan of her. She kind of annoyed me at the beginning. Because she was constantly texting, and it's like, Why can't you just, you know, message, talk, sorry. You know, what's wrong with talking? Talking is generally what humans do to exchange contact. But no. I need to get that up again. Okay, so no. 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 Texting is how you exchange contact in her language. And to my little brain it was like, you write with him. Is it really necessary to do texts? So I just didn't understand her or her ways until the very end, and everything made sense. The end? I did this wrong. The end was extremely unexpected. Well, not... Okay, so some sections towards the end were unexpected. I sort of expected that they'd all come together, but happy. It kind of gave me Erased feels. You guys know what that is? It's a good anime. It's a movie. It's really good though. Anyway, so it sort of reminded me of Erased. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So they're all gonna be happy little chappies together by the end of this anime, and so behold, they were. But that was okay. I mean, I'd rather that than the alternative to what was gonna happen, so don't mind it. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Steingate, by the way, not Steingate 0. I don't know what the difference is. I haven't seen a Steingate 0. If you want me to watch it and then do a review on it, I can. Otherwise, I'll probably just watch it in my own time eventually when I actually have time. And I'm not doing other stuff, because apparently I have a busy life at the moment, and I was unprepared for such a busy life. Yeah. Anyway, so yes, we're going back to the character. I know I get sidetracked a little bit. She kind of gave me a headache at first, and then I understood why and what was going on towards the end. She did, in one of the timelines, kill herself, which was kind of upsetting, you know. If you ever feel like doing that, then get help. Alright, just go to somebody. It doesn't have to be a professional, it can be a family member, it can be a friend. Just go to them and tell them, let it out. Don't bottle it up, you know. And if you ever have something you're feeling that you would like me to talk about or anything like that, to spread awareness of such things, I can do that too. You just gotta comment or email. Either one. Or go to one of my socials and DM me if you want it to be more private. But anyway. So I just feel like this needs to be closed up. So she was being controlled and manipulated by text, because she was a lonely kid, and she just wanted somebody who cared, and she got that through this mother figure that was on texts. And then it turns out the mother figure that was on text wasn't a mum. No. It is a no. Instead, there was a male. It was a very close male, you know. We knew this mouse. Very sad male. Who we didn't realize would betray us so heavily. But anyway, betrayed us, broke our hearts. Anyways. So, yeah, she was being controlled by text, which is why she preferred to text, because she was afraid if she, like, spoke or anything like that, you know, the person she was speaking to would dislike her. Which, damn, poor thing, traumatized. You know. Oh, crying obsidian glows, that's cool. Or did it just become daytime? Is that what that was? I don't know. Anyway. No, I think it does become brighter when I place them. Ooh, distractions. Anyways. So, I kind of felt bad for her. Because it was like she was being manipulated, you know, the poor girl. She just wanted somebody to care about her. However, I think she was quite numb-nutted. Because she had people who cared about her. That's not a lie. She did. She 100% had people who cared about her once she joined the group. But she couldn't see that. Well, you know, they thought she was like friend and family and things like that. She just saw it as she had to do what her mother figure said. Oh, again, not at all a female. So, but she didn't know that because she'd never met this mother figure. She just texted her because she was afraid that she'd hate her if they ever met. So it's like, if, you know, it's a mother figure, then you know, they won't hate you. Your mother figures aren't supposed to hate you. That's not really how a mother figure is supposed to go. Anyway, so yada yada yada. She ends up helping Okabe with finding out who the mother figure is, which I think the name was FB. Like that's what she kept calling her slash him. And eventually found out that it was the guy who owned the shop under their apartment where their base was. And he sort of made them feel as if they could trust him. Which turns out they couldn't, because, you know, he kind of betrayed them. But he wasn't exactly their friend, but at the same time, he was sort of their friend. While at the same time, it's just yelling at them because they made a lot of noise while doing time machine stuff. And they actually had one of their friends who has a very interesting future, I guess, in front of her. So, yeah, I didn't suspect anything of him. He was just a man, and he was innocent, and he was nice, and you know, you get. No, none of those. No, nah. Yeah, he was kind of an ass. I don't know his name. Hugo. There we go. Yeah, he was not a nice person. He full on betrayed the poor girl. The poor guys. Girls, guys, kids. People. So, yeah, and he betrayed Moika. Again, if I slaughter any of these names, I'm sorry. So, he betrayed her trust. She decided to help Okabe hunt the person down because she wanted to see what they looked like. So she helped him, and then the guy, Hugo, shot her. And then shot himself in one of the timelines. It's confusing talking about it because it's like timeline. Different timelines. You know, this happened once, but it didn't happen this time. No. Anyway, so, yeah, and it turned out he was taking advantage of, kids who had nowhere else to go or no one cared about them, and she's like that. Which is really sad. I don't know how you could do that to someone. But he managed to find a way. So, he did it. He did it all through text. None of them met him. And he always chose people who wouldn't care if they died or went missing. I am a genius right now. So, yeah, he did all that, and then she found out. He shot her because, you know, the way he saw it is he was leading sheep to the slaughter, I think he says. But he was basically just helping people find their deaths because, you know, they had a shitty life and they just want to die. Yeah, this guy has a little girl, by the way. I think he's a single dad, I'm not sure. But he has a little girl. There's no mum ever mentioned or seen, so I don't know. But poor little girl. And he says that he actually also ran out of hope. The mice or rats would eat at him while he was living on the streets because they thought he was dead. Like he was that skinny. Which is sad, and I do feel bad for him, but while I feel bad for him, I don't think that... I think he should more have wanted to help people based on that, not so much destroy them. Which is why it's like... Why hurt? Why not help? You know, but anyway, so he did what he did, and then... Moeka ended up... I feel like I keep pronouncing her name wrong in different ways every time I say it. But, yeah, she ends up dying in Okabe's arms. Because she didn't want to die alone. So, they did. They died together. Well, actually, she died. He lived. Yeah, he held her while she died. And then said goodbye. Pretty much. In peacefulness. But, yeah, that was very sad. And then he goes back and he turns back time again and... Well, actually, he doesn't really turn back time, but he does at the same time. He makes it so that the text that she originally sent that changed... time, went back. He undid what she did. Makes sense? I hope so. If not, I'm sorry. Anyway, so he did that, and then finally she wasn't a bad person. But then there was only one more text to go back on because they were doing text and that changed the future. Which I sort of predicted because my little brain's like, he's asking everyone to go back on the first text they sent, right? So the first text, you know, that was sent was actually from him. And that text is what saved Kurusu. But I don't want Kurusu to die, because I liked Kurusu. So I got upset with that. But I also had a feeling, again, that they would all survive, because it just gave me erased vibes, and they all kind of survived. I mean, he got punished, in a way, in erased, but they all survived, so it's fine. It's fine, still the same thing, you know. I didn't like the way erased ended, not gonna lie. Anyway, so yeah, so we went through that, clonkadonk. But she actually turned out to be on their side after all that, and she's actually a nice person. She becomes a member of the crew fully at the end of the anime. So she's good. She's content with her life now. And she's actually part of something and people actually care about her. And then you've got... who we got next? Let's talk about Faris next. How long has this been going for? Actually. 30 minutes. Okay. That's normally where I end the episode. Oopsies. Anyway, so then we've got Faris, who she's nice. You don't see much of her. She likes to do cat things, cat cafe. But yeah, no, she's a nice person. She sort of she did a text that made her dad come back to life, which I kind of felt bad because you know you've got to undo that. So that ended up being undone. As I said, very sad. But things must happen. Things must go as they go. And so she lost her dad again, but she got her maid cafe back because in bringing her dad back, she never got her maid cafe, and a bunch of shiz in the town was undone because he never approved of the maid cafe. And that was her dream and things like that. So yeah, once that was done, once that wish was undone, the maid cafe was back, which I was kind of glad about because it's kind of cute. You know, I think that's a nice dream to have. I need a drink, that's for sure. Last time I brought a drink to this because I knew I was going to talk a lot, but this time I was like, I'll just forget about the drink. Anyway, so there's not much to her, per se, when it comes to that kind of thing. Which is fine. I wish there had been a little bit more on her, but life is life. Okay. So this is this. Anyway, so yeah, we sort of didn't know much about her except for the fact her father died and that kind of upset her and yada yada yada. The Mayuri, I think is it Mayuri? I don't know. I can't names. Alright, guys, names. I'm sorry. Anyway, so she ended up dying a lot in this anime. First time she died, I was kind of upset, and then she just kept dying over and over, and I was like, getting used to it now. And then it came to her life, or Kurusu's, and I was like, damn. And I knew I had to choose one of them, and I was like, alright, Kurusu. I like Kurusu. I like Kurusu a lot. So, I'm sorry you guys might have different opinions. But I personally would have chosen Kurusu, which is why I'm so glad she did come back to life anyway. Because it's like, yes, don't have to deal with the depression that she's dead. Because as I've mentioned many a times in many of videos, if I like an anime character, they're gonna die. I'm sorry, but they are wholeheartedly going to die. This is wrong. That is just how it be. What come what may. Is that the saying? Come what may? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I was a little bit upset about, you know, all the death and, you know, happening to choose people. And I didn't want him to have to choose. I felt bad that he had to choose. Like, nobody should have to choose between two people they care about. It's just, it's not right. And if you're making someone do it, then what you're doing is wrong. That's for sure. It's sort of like how, so me and my best friend, he's a male, right? Yeah. But we're really close, so if somebody made him choose between me or them, and it was somebody he cared about, I feel like that would be really hard for him, and I feel like it's really wrong to be able to have to do that. So I felt really bad for the main character in happening to make that decision. But hey, it happened. It was sad that it happened, but it happened. And sometimes these things just have to happen. I realized I screwed this up, so now I gotta fix it. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I felt bad for her because she kept dying, and then she mentioned that she kept remembering repeatedly dying, like it was a dream, but it felt so vivid. I felt really bad for her for that, because it's like, oh, you poor thing. She's so innocent and full of life, and she's being tortured like this, you know? So I felt really bad for that as well. Now, you've got Hack, or Hacker, which is Itaru. Yeah, he's a bit weird. He's like an ultimate fan boy, pretty much. He likes Ferris, but he doesn't get with Ferris in the future. Which kind of upsets me. I feel like it would have been, like, nice if he ended up with her, but he didn't. So, you know, life is life. We must go on. As they say, we don't get a frickin' choice. So it's kind of a lie. We kind of do, but I hope that you all don't take the wrong choice. And the wrong choice would be to stop, you know, living, so wrong choice. Anyway, so yeah, he's an ultimate fanboy, and then you've got his daughter from the future, who is the one I was talking about, that worked for Yui, was that his name? Yugo, there we go. Yugo, guys, I knew that. Knew that all along. Just testing you guys. Anyway, so yeah, she's the one that worked for him for a while, and she's the one who had an interesting future because she ain't got a past. Now, she came from the future, not knowing who her dad was, because she's like, yeah, so everyone died, and these people took over, the bad guys. It's like, great. So they had to try and fix that to fix the future. And then, oh yes, this is Suzua? I don't remember, guys, I'm sorry. Anyway, actually, I remember her name. but how to pronounce it is a whole nother story. I what have I done? Okay. Yes, that's what I've done. Anyway, so yeah, she came from the future. She was like, sup. She learned who her dad was, 'cause Mary worked it out, and she helped them work out how to go backwards and fix everything, and then that led to, you know, Kurisu dying. But then she came back again. She was like, hey, sup, from the future where a war breaks out. And it's like, what? So yeah, she ended up being from a future where a war broke out. You know, because we stopped people taking over the world, and then World War III. Because you have one of the other guys, you just can't win. And then she's like, we've got to save Kurisu because, you know, this girl, she's the reason all this is happening. And they're like, who's that? The main character's like, we gotta save her. You know, his girlfriend. You gotta save the girl. That's fine. You do you, mate. This looks a bit odd, but you know, I think it's working. And I'm gonna stop building for there. Anyway, so it was sort of like, you know, he's gonna save his girlfriend, and she's gonna help. So she did help, and he saved her, and then they became a happily group. At first, they didn't know each other. None of them knew each other because he went so far back in time, and well, actually, they knew each other, but they weren't part of the group. And then he started handing out these little pins that made them part of the group. So that solved the whole not actually part of the group issue. And life went back to goody-goody. I quite enjoyed the anime. I will admit I did. It was a rather good anime. And as I said, I watched it twice. And both my reactions was like, I was still shocked by things. I was still noticing things. Sometimes it got confusing because it's like, wait, hold on, what? Like, my brain still can't wrap my head around why, Yugo, isn't evil anymore? Like, what changed there? What made him even I thought he was, like, evil for a while, but apparently not? I don't know. Maybe it's because actually, I think I've just realized it. I think it might be because when they undid it, they made it so... Wait, no, because he knew her. No, I can't work it out. I don't know why he wasn't evil. In the end, you know, he was just a normal guy running a shop in the end. Unless he just, you know, fixed his evil ways. I don't know. Still don't understand that part. So, like I said, there's things that you understand more as you rewatch the anime, which I think is really good in anime because it brings you back. And I like animes or movies or whatever that bring you back. Because it's like I constantly want to know more about this. I constantly want to realize more. I want to see more hints. I want to understand. Anyway, so I did really like the anime. If you want me to watch Steins Gate Zero, or I think there was a movie, but I don't know, or that, and react to it, I can do that. It's up to you guys. If you guys have any other animes you want to suggest to me that I can watch, I generally watch them one season at a time. So if I'm watching something like Haiku or something to talk about, then I will talk about season 1 and then season 2. If you want to hear about season 2, then I can go on to that. If not, then I would probably stop that there. But if you want to keep hearing about the other series and my reactions to them, I can talk about them. But yeah, all up, that was a really good anime, and I do suggest it to you, my little elves. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your day. I hope that you enjoyed this video, which I did live stream, which is not something I'm used to, so it kind of got me a bit anxious, but that's okay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. My link to all my social medias and my Discord server is in the description if you want to talk to me through any